Hey everybody, here we are with another episode of TFG Radio. Kind of blanked out on that one.
Yep. Forgot which podcast you're introing.
Tonight we have myself, Adam, as always, John on the Wheels of Steel, as you just heard, and Danny is with us today.
Hey.
No Tom, because he forgot it's his birthday.
I mean, to be fair, I think does he have the same birthday as Reese?
Yeah, they do.
Oh. Okay, so I never wish him happy birthday. Sorry, Tom, happy birthday.
I refuse, because he's not on the show.
But
I only do in-person happy birthdays. Danny, what are you working on? Because it looks like you're working on something.
I am working on my custom 8-bound for World Eaters. So for those who actually bother to watch on Twitch or YouTube or whatever, it's the Chaos Chosen from Age of Sigmar, the new kit with some World Eater bits, and they'll work for right now. I still have to build my Exalted 8-bound to see about the size difference, because I might have to rebase these dudes and get them taller, and probably make a backpack for them so they're the same hitbox. But for a little RTT on Saturday, they'll be fine. They'll work.
Yeah,
that's fair enough.
I had a few people email me about using the Age of Sigmar Khorne guys for World Eaters for Cherokee.
For Berserkers or for 8-bound?
I don't know. They all look the same to me.
I mean, as long as you're doing some conversion work to make them look good, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, my guy's got like World Eater shoulder pads on and World Eater heads, and
they're painted white.
Yeah, they're painted white and blue. The real World Eater colors.
They're painted heresy colors.
Damn right they are.
Is there a version of the Age of Sigmar Khorne dudes that's white?
No, they're all red.
Well, there you go. So they're clearly not Age of Sigmar.
Right, there you go. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I've already quote-unquote finished Angron. He's ready for the table, but I'll work on him more to make him as pretty as I can.
I like that that's in quotes.
What?
That he's finished.
I mean, he looks pretty good, I think.
I thought he looked good. The picture I saw.
Don't know what state mine is, because Tom is building and painting mine.
So it's not even out of the box. That's the answer there, buddy.
Probably. Although when he gives you a deadline, at least he hits it.
Well, I don't have a deadline right now, but
unlike some people,
I don't think. I have to look at the calendar real quick. I'm not making Saturday because I'm going to be at the local convention doing demos for my game.
Mm-hmm.
And then March, I might be able to make the March one.
I think the March one's out for me, but that's mostly because Battle for LA is like that first weekend of April.
Oh yeah, it's
I'm not sure about.
After. Yeah, so pretty sure March. Plus, I think there's something else I have that weekend. But.
Yeah, the March one might be out because I'll be out of town the following weekend. I'm assuming my wife will want to do something before I leave.
Right.
So, we'll see. But real quick, more LVO follow-up. If you listen to Signals from the Front Line, you'll know that they discussed a few weeks ago the questionnaire, the survey that went out. I know terrain was a big issue for a lot of us. If you read the article in which John, Danny, and I answered a few questions about the LVO, I think all of us mentioned the terrain as the one thing to improve on.
Yeah,
we did.
I mean, to be fair, it was kind of the biggest issue of the weekend. I mean, it wasn't. I don't think it was a absolutely critical issue, because I think the vast majority of people had a great time.
Yeah.
But I do think that,
and even when it came to terrain, 70% of the people were positive about the terrain.
Right. Yeah, and that's a decent number. It's just, we always want to do our best, so that's definitely an area we all recognize as a place we can improve.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just, it is what it is. That's not like, no one's casting shade or, anything like that frontline over it. It's just like, oh, hey, here's this area that we realize we could do better at. We should do better at it. Right? That simple, really.
For sure.
Yeah. So hopefully, I think as always, as the year progresses, and we do more and more events, like Cherokee is the next one coming up, we'll try to improve the terrain available and the terrain rules themselves for the player placed.
Right.
So working on that, we did mention about how many players we had, which was also a thing that surprised all three of us in that questionnaire, which I found hilarious.
Well, I mean, you get used to the idea of when you do it for so long of, oh, hey, this thing that always happens, which is a 10 to 15% attrition rate, 20 when it's there's a new COVID variant running around, like that's normal, and then all of a sudden to be like, oh shit, like 2% attrition, awesome, awesome.
Yep,
we were totally prepared for that.
Yeah, definitely not.
So, yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, so we'll see what happens next year. Which means, and we came close to hitting the magic number for the shadow round. So we'll see what happens next year. We'll probably end up, because we had it. We did what, 15 out of the 16.
Excuse me. Yeah, we did 15 out of 16.
Yeah, we may as well just do all 16 for like next year and just add the rounds to it to make it official.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, a proper round 7 also makes, like, I think at the end of the day, most people would be happy that even if the shot, even it's still a cut to the top 16, so it's not like everyone's playing that round. And I know those who make it to the top 16 may, maybe not as appreciative because there's no chance to get like an extra, get a little extra sleep, but if you make it there, you're in the hunt anyway, so you should be excited for the chance.
Well,
yeah,
I mean, if
you
you
really
and
have
your
to
opponent have armies that already know it's going to happen in 10 minutes, you can probably get plenty of sleep.
Yeah, it's true.
So we'll see. That's still a year ahead, and we're already planning for what's to come. This was the last year at the Rio. We don't know where it's going to be next year, so
it might be still at the Rio. We never know.
I mean, it could, but
yeah, we know that they. I think we're free to say that they're looking for another venue.
Well, yeah.
So, hopefully.
Well, yeah, that we know for sure, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. We have no control over that.
Yeah, that's definitely beyond our pay grade.
And
things are beyond my pay grade.
Yes, even for you, John. Even for you.
You guys are getting paid?
Yeah.
Who? And that guy's apparently jacked as shit now because he's out of Morlock, which I didn't know.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah, he's playing Warlock.
Will
you didn't know that?
Or whatever. Yeah, I did not realize that he was the "you guys are getting paid" meme.
Yep, he is.
It's just like
he's that dude.
Wow, time was good to you, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time and a professional trainer.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Probably provided by the studio.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'll do it. Yeah. I'll do it.
So, like I said, we're already working towards next LVO, which includes working towards the next FLG event because they kind of flow into one to the other.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get to that, we surprised me anyway. We got a GW Meta Watch today, and today's Thursday, the day of recording.
What events were there?
Huh?
So what events were there to like Meta Watch off of?
There were some events. None jump up to mind. I think there were a bunch in the UK, a few in the US. It's funny because right now there's no tokens for 2023 yet, as far as I can tell.
Okay. So this
once
data is
we
coming
get those
from
tokens,
where? Just curious where they're getting their data from then.
Well, I mean, I think they probably pull it from BCP.
Magic? I'm gonna go Magic.
Yeah,
I do think they probably pull most of their stuff from PCP.
I would think so, right? Like, that data's all there, so...
Yeah. That would be
I would
the
hope
smart
so.
place to pull it from.
Yeah,
For
one
sure.
would think.
But there were some interesting... If you look at their chart, not necessarily watch the video. The video is really not that informative. It just talks about basically, hey, it's too early to tell. That's more or less what they said.
Okay.
The other thing, although one other thing that did pique my interest was the fact that they couldn't get. They said that the Imperial Guard Codex wasn't an accurate. The numbers for Imperial Guard was not accurate because it did not include models that were not yet released yet, and they mentioned Casterkin and Rough Riders, but I'm sure there's plenty
But people
of
have those already, so
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That
just
the
because
way
they don't
talk,
have your new model doesn't mean that other people aren't using them.
No, but that's not the way they worded it. The way they said it made me think that they basically they assume people don't have those models because they don't have the new ones.
Okay.
I just thought that was odd. It's like being
okay.
willfully ignorant that the previous models are still usable.
Yeah. Or 3D printers go burr. Or
It's almost like
Well,
saying, "Hey, this code
They
is
will
out,
ignore the
but
3D
it's not out
printer
yet."
thing for sure.
well, yeah.
What?
I said they will absolutely ignore the 3D printer thing. I'm just saying, like,
Oh, I'm not saying 3D printing. I'm just saying people having
the
old
old metal
models
models.
right.
and using those. There's plenty of those around.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure. I agree.
Or like I said, putting out a codex and then claiming that it's not out yet.
This codex isn't out. It's like, really? I'm holding it right now. You could, yeah, I mean, at LVO, you could buy it. They had plenty of the Cadia stand boxes.
Yeah.
You could
Sure, they
That
did.
was hilarious.
They did have plenty of those boxes, huh?
They really did.
Yeah, they
Anywho.
had a number. They had a lot of those boxes. And so one of the things they put out is that the top three. So they like to say that they want their armies between 45 to 55% win rate, and they're currently, according to GW, there are three armies that are above that, and that's GSC, Custodes, and Dark Angels.
No. Dark Angels was kind of obvious.
Yeah.
Their reasoning is that because they took away AOC, that that's what's bringing like GSC up, Custodes especially.
Really?
I mean, I can see that argument a bit because, yeah, like GSC doesn't always have the AP to really like crack through armor, and so when you get another, when you have Armor of Contempt, that weakens them. I think it's really probably more the Arks of Omen detachment, because you can really cut out a lot of stuff you don't want to take and pile in more stuff you do with like if you choose like with GSC the expanded elite section, right? So you have 6 elite slots plus like 3 character elite slots, right? Like, so suddenly you have the room to take all the toys and all the buffs, right? And aberrants or whatever, right? Like,
Yeah.
So I could see that being a big boost for GSC, right? It just makes their army construction much more efficient.
Yeah. So, and then the bottom, the bottom is Admech and Deathwatch.
See, that seems weird to me because everyone was like, Deathwatch is going to be so good, all these free, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but they
Guess
don't
not,
have
right?
they even before AOC they weren't very good. They were only good because of their Army of Renown.
Oh, right.
now
That's
that's
gone,
gone.
isn't it? Yeah.
Right. That is
And I don't know what it is with Admech. I guess nobody wants to play Admech anymore.
I mean, Admech was never like a hugely popular army, only when they had that brief moment of kind of brokenness. And even then, most people didn't like playing it because it was a complicated army, right? Like, it wasn't point and click, even at its strongest. There was a lot of...
but even then, they were getting like upper 50s win rate.
Yeah.
But I guess it's easier to win with Dark Angels than AdMech. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Probably.
I think that's definitely true.
Seems weird that it's. I mean, AdMech's got some plays, but yeah.
And it's not even the Deathwing list. It's really, really good. It's the Ravenwing list. It's really, really good.
Oh yeah.
That's the list Manny Chima took at that when he won his event was Deathwing and Ravenwing.
Yep. Yeah, it's a ridiculously good list, in my opinion.
I mean, we were all joking. I mean, not joking. We all knew that they'd be good. Right?
Yeah, it's true.
None of us were joking about that.
Joking, not joking.
As Kara Quinn is saying, well, for one, it's too early to tell, really. It's only been like a month.
Yeah.
Since Arks of Omen has been out.
Oh.
So it could just be a few skilled players that's bringing up the numbers. We don't know yet.
Absolutely. I mean, that just happens in general anyway. Like,
but as time goes on,
as
time goes on, those numbers average out. It's not because there's eventually more players not as skilled playing certain armies, so they average those numbers out.
Yeah.
But in this early phase, it's the top players are because they have the armies quickly done.
Yeah,
they're able to get those armies on the board a lot faster and take advantage.
This is all true.
Absolutely.
So that was MetaWatch. It was okay. It was very underwhelming.
Well, again, it's just too early to really do it, if you ask me. But
yeah,
no one is. So I'll shut up.
Yeah, I mean, it's they have a lot of like data points and stuff, but not enough for this early on. Especially with, I don't know, not every token being issued. So are all of the events even in?
Even
like,
in.
It's
Well, they're in BCP. They're just not
right.
The events aren't registered to ITC for ITC points yet.
So I guess as long as they have, I mean, they would know from BCP what the faction was and who won, who lost.
Yeah,
they're pulling all that data. So as long as they have the back end type of data from BCP, then yeah, I guess so. It's still just not a large number of events.
No, I think Cherokee will be the first real big event where I think we'll see some kind of indication of the meta, and even then, it's still probably too early to make any real definitive statements.
Well, it's 278 players, so.
I mean, that's a pretty big tournament. No lie.
I mean, there's not. I'd have to look into BCP to see how many other big tournaments of that size there have been since LVO. When it's literally only been. It's only been 3 weeks.
Right. Can't imagine there's been a lot.
No, I think there's maybe one or two, and that's barely over 100, probably.
Right.
I'd have to look. But not right now.
What?
Do it when you're taking your nap. Do it when you're taking your nap.
Now I'm going to look.
How we bullied him into it.
No, I'm going to look now.
I know. I said hi. We
right, that's what we said. We bullied you into doing it.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Bullied you into looking.
Whoops. Well, while I'm looking, we can move on to our next topic, which Danny's going to talk about, and that leaves me time to look.
That's why I said
true.
You can do it while you're napping. This is what's in the show notes, that you and John are about to take a nap for
yeah, I gotta paint these Mesoamericans. I don't have time to nap.
Nah. Hey, look, I mean, that just sounds like a you problem. Okay?
For my demo game. I know. I always wait till the last minute. So World East came out. I bought a bunch of shit. Danny bought a bunch of shit.
Mm-hmm. I didn't buy any World Eater stuff.
From what I understand, everybody bought everything because at one store they were selling the old Berserker box because that's all they had left for Berserkers.
Nice.
Oh my god. I should have probably gotten a box. I was waiting for the Combat Patrol.
I am also waiting for the combat patrol. But Danny's been actually playing and bombarding our chat with lists.
Yep. Well, I do that
Some of them
anyway,
are
but-
actually even good lists.
I
know,
can't
right?
tell. I normally
Most
ignore
of
whatever
them, most
Danny
of them don't
posts, 'cause
seem
it's
like they
usually
are, but some of them
nonsense.
are.
Look, all right, it's a new codex. I'm excited. I'm allowed.
You are definitely allowed. 100% allowed.
You had your one excitement during Tyranids. You're only allowed one per edition.
It's true. It's true. And if the rumors about 10th are true, I'll be doing this all over again with Tyranids. God damn it. I can't afford this. I'm never going to financially recover from this. Not from
Danny,
World Eaters.
go ahead and give your thoughts on World Eaters.
They're good. All right, moving on. I mean, I'll just plug it. I've been going back to writing articles at Frontline, so you can probably find more expanded of my thoughts as I do a deep dive 3-part review. First part's already up. I'll hopefully have the second part up tomorrow. See how much work I get done. But yeah, I think World Eaters are... I think they're probably, outside of Blood Angels, one of the only competitively workable melee armies. And I think it's just like Blood Angels, it's primarily due to the fact that they have so much movement shenanigans. Right? Like, Blood Angels get, charges at Deep Strike, and they get, like, big first-turn blitzes, and World Eaters get to do that, too. Actually, World Eaters have more move outside of the movement phase than Blood Angels do, but Blood Angels are maybe have a little more depth to their bench. Sengard and Death Company are just amazing. But yeah, it's actually exciting to, in my games I've gotten to play, it's been really exciting to play a melee army where I actually have the tools to win, because I get to dictate where things go on the board. I get to dictate pace. And I think that as an MSU army, they're really, really good, because most problems with MSU is, okay, cool, I have all these small units, and we're kind of peace trading, and I'm trying to control the board, but by turn 3, I really don't have too much heavy threat left. By turn 4, I probably don't have any heavy threat left, and I'm just trying to eke out the points. And with World Eaters, it's, oh man, by turn 4, what I have left is so much stronger than what I started with. Right, like their units get better as the game goes on, as you're getting Blood Tithe bonuses and things like that. Not to mention, you can keep bringing Angron back, so you keep having that one big mega threat that just keeps coming back. And, with their ability to kind of control the board, and just what it comes down to, they have just good secondaries. Their secondaries are achievable, right?
Yeah.
It's and not in that, like, okay, if you build this kind of weird, quasi-castle list, it's like, no, their secondaries reward you for going into melee and killing shit and fighting over objectives. And if you're doing that, which is the whole point of the army, you are going to score secondary points. And so that's been really, really nice. Like, really, really nice to play an army that their secondaries actually align with what the army is designed to do, as opposed to having to kind of metagame the secondaries of, here's this list that, it works for my secondaries, but maybe isn't actually, like, in any way indicative of how the army should play. Necrons.
In our
which
game,
is basically sit there.
your secondaries were pretty baller.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I was like, you just keep scoring shit even when I kill your guys. What the heck?
I think that's one of the funniest ones is, you can literally, John and I were discussing the problem of it, because of the Blood Gods do, where if a non-vehicle unit dies while they're in range of an objective, you score a point for,
Yep.
one per objective. And so sometimes it'd be like, cool, do I want, John had to sit there, do I kill this spawn holding an objective and deny you primary points, but feed you Blood Tithe and secondary points?
Yeah. And usually the answer was obvious, but it is a point where, like, your opponent's going to have to sit there and think and figure out, is this worth it? Is this not worth it? Like, do I really want to do that? Can I keep you from scoring primary another way instead of doing that? Like,
right. Yeah, it's super good. Like I said, their secondaries are all very much achievable. What is it? It's sad, but they're very much the first 10th edition codex, because there's only 2 sub-factions, right? You're either World Eaters or Disciples of Red Angels. There's only 8 Warlord or 8 stratagems per sub-faction that don't cross over. So if you want to have like a 4+ deny psychic power, you have to be World Eaters, not Disciples of the Red Angel.
Right.
And then, characters have their own bespoke warlord trait that's on their data slate, not in this generic section. There's only 3 generic warlord traits in the whole book.
Yeah.
There's only 3 relics per subfaction, so it's very pared down, which is nice because it's easy to remember everything, and it sucks because there's just some relics that you'll never use. You'll probably never use any of the generic warlord traits outside of like boarding action or a crusade narrative game. So that's and there's no way to get more than 1 warlord trait, which sucks. It's very much like, nope, everyone just gets 1. No more buying extra warlord traits. So that's not like super awesome, to be honest, but it does hurt my soul that the Disciples of Red Angel, which is the Angron focused, taking nothing but demons and the cool 8-bound and all this, is like just not good. It's fun. It's great for like a narrative during Adam's campaign. I'll probably play that for Adam's narrative campaign we're going to do. But like in a tournament, if I'm going to play an actual tournament, I'm not bringing that. Like, because it's just the regular World Eaters have better stratagems. Berserkers are amazing. You get to take all of this other stuff, and the bonuses you get for Disciples of Red Angel is just not good. So, but I think overall, there's going to be, I think, 2 lists you're going to see a lot. You're going to see kind of what I've been running, which is MSU spam, lots of small core units that, especially by turn 3 or 4, hit really hard and have Angron, right? Where Angron's kind of yo-yoing back and forth into the enemy lines. Hit, die, come back again, do it all over. And then you'll probably see a Lord Invocatus first turn pin list, where it's 2 units of max 8-bound and the new mounted character for those on Twitch, this guy. Lord Invocatus, who's... Okay. So this is Lord Invocatus, who's the new World Eater character. And this is a list without Angron. But if he's the Warlord, him and 2 core units within 9 of him at the start of the game before the first turn get to move. And Exalted 8-bound, or 8-bound, move 9 inches. If they're within 6 of him, they get +2 to that movement, so they move 11. So they can get into the mid-board. That's probably enough to like hide behind terrain, especially if you have good terrain or you have good terrain placement. So they're mostly covered from shooting. And then when they get to activate in turn 1, they move another 11 inches. So if you go first, you're 22 inches forward from where you deployed.
Nice.
For, and dealing with 12 just absolute beat stick models that are going to just horribly maim you. And then you can throw in like Berserkers and drop pods and all this other stuff, and it just becomes a pin list that from turn 1 is keeping you in your side of the board, and just pressing on you. So I think that's going to be a common build. And until people develop good screens or bring lists with screens, I think that's going to screw over a lot of people in an event because they're just not going to be prepared for it.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Anytime you can pin somebody in turn 1, and I don't know. I think the Angron list is not as strong as soon as people realize if I just have to kill Angron first. If there's an Angron in the list, I have to kill him first no matter what.
Yeah, but the thing is, even if you kill him first, he's going to come back. And that's like what my list is designed to do.
But you need the blood type points to bring him back, right?
Yeah, but it's not hard. Like, again, that's why you run MSU. It's not hard to generate them.
So you don't need the blood tithe points on the next turn to bring him back. You just need it at some point.
Yeah.
Okay, that was my misunderstanding. I wasn't
no,
understanding that when we talked about it the other day, I think.
Yeah, it's just if he's destroyed, you can spend them to bring him back. Even if you don't, it's not like immediately. Oh, he died, I need to have 6. It's just, oh cool, he died on turn 1, turn 3, I bring him back.
See, I thought you needed them to bring him back the next turn.
Nope.
I was misunderstanding what we were talking about.
Yeah, no, he's This is what makes him playable. Because if not, he would be terrible.
Yeah, you can pop the tithe points basically at the end of any phase, I believe.
End of any phase, you can buy one, and so
and you pop it, and then he just comes back on your next turn, like coming in from reserves.
Yeah, he goes
Very
into
nice.
reserves. Yeah, so
It's
it's brutal. It's absolutely brutal. So I really enjoy it. It's just really nice to have a army that's strong in the ways that you want it to be strong. Like, it's not like, oh, this army's actually really better at shooting, like orcs. Or it's like, no, this army is really good at fighting. It does have tactical things to it. Like, again, you're being able to move in so many different phases is just so good.
Right.
It's just, like, it's a really, I think, solid. I don't know if a high level player could take it all the way at a major. I think it will win GTs and RTTs for sure. But I think it's I think they're pretty good.
Yeah, there's a couple of things out there that are probably a good counter to it.
Yes.
That I think
Super
in a major
dominant shooting.
you'll see
Jesus
Astra
Christ, hold on.
Militarum, Voton,
Sorry.
right?
Be right
like,
back.
Okay. Like, Astra Militarum probably is a really good counter to that.
Yeah.
And you're going to see plenty of Astra Militarum. And Leagues of Voton is still pretty popular. Although maybe if they keep writing MetaWatch articles where Leagues of Voton is only sitting at a 50% win rate.
Yeah.
We'll start to see less people play Voton.
Yeah, so that's why. So they haven't updated the Forge World list yet, but we're assuming that they're gonna give them the same treatment that they gave to
Death Guard and Thousand Sons.
Yeah, Death Guard and Thousand Sons. So
it would be
that
really
makes
weird
sense.
for them not to.
Unless,
Really
because
weird.
this is like the first quote-unquote 10th edition codex, they're going to give us the first quote-unquote 10th edition Forge World treatment, which is going to be nothing.
Yeah, Forge World's gone.
No Forge World. All gone.
ooh, imagine that.
Man, that'd be spicy.
I hope not, because I have Forge World Knights.
Yep.
It's not like they're
we
any
have a
good
lot
right
of
now.
Forge
Anyway.
World.
15
Arrow
years
still
ago,
can
I'd
do
have been
work.
on the no Forge World bandwagon. You know that?
Oh.
But
Okay, Alan.
not anymore. That was one of the things Alan and I agreed on for a long time.
Yep.
One of the few things Alan and I agreed on for a long time was that Forge World shouldn't be used. And then all of a sudden there was, I don't know. It was just easier to get Forge World, and there was more of it,
I don't know
and
how.
so it seemed not as big of a deal. Plus, there was Forge World for stuff I was playing, so then my opinion changed.
Of course, that's how it goes.
Like any good American, as soon as it started to affect me, I changed my mind.
Yep.
Yeah, so like my list more or less has Dreadclaw with 10 Berserkers in it with an icon.
It's
For
good.
that first turn charge. In
That's
addition
good.
to whatever I put in reserve for free. So
Yep. Terminators are good.
I'm
I
not
was
using
running-
Terminators.
I was
What?
doing some math, and
But you have Terminators, don't you, Adam?
No. If I would, I would buy the Red Butchers from Forge World.
Got it.
I mean,
Oh, you have a bunch of Black Legion Terminators.
yeah,
Yes.
Got
he's not going to mix and match.
No.
But I mean, Terminators are good in World Eaters, but just doing a lot of Math Hammer, regular 8-bound are generally damage wise better. They're maybe not as survivable just because they don't have the 2-up armor save,
Right.
but they're much faster and they have a higher damage output against almost everything. The only thing that Terminators have a higher damage output over is like a huge unit, like a horde, where you just have you're trying to kill like 30 orcs or something like that. But otherwise, it's the regular 8-bound really good. The exalted 8-bound not so good, not bad.
No,
But just
why not?
I mean, they do damage and they can hit, but there's only at most 3 in a unit. They're locked to a unit size of 3. Yeah. So you just can't like leverage them very well in that sense. Like they're always limited. They're not bad because they have a native deep strike. They do have a 4+ symbol, and they are weapon skill 2 base. So it's not like they're bad by any stretch of the imagination. There's just, like you, even in the MSU list, you eventually start running out of points, and so do you really want to spend 135 points on 3 of them when they're maybe just not as, and they're not core, so you can't do a bunch of stratagems on them. You can't do a bunch of tricks with them, which also hurts.
Right, I could see that.
Yeah. If they were core, I think they would absolutely be great. But just the way they are right now, it's like, I don't know, I think I'd rather just put more points into 8-bound. Regular 8-bound, core 8-bound. But, I mean, I'll play with them more, and like I said, for Adam's Narrative League, I'll definitely be playing Disciples of the Red Angel. So, just a bunch of 8-bound and Demon Engines in Angron.
Sounds fun.
So,
I'm going to be playing Eldari for that.
Of course you will.
I'm going to try to learn how to play Eldari.
The great.
For real. We'll see how that goes this weekend.
Oh yeah, that's right.
My game against you wasn't so bad, Danny.
You were in it. I mean, I think as we discussed, really the biggest flaw in your game plan was that you didn't try to kill Anger on turn 1.
Yeah,
and you move forward, right, where he could get to you, right, on turn 1, because he moved 16. So if you advance just a little bit outside of your deployment zone, he's going to get there if he's healthy.
Yeah, I had first turn, and I should have shifted my entire army as far as possible.
Yeah.
I even think there's a strat for redeployment for Eldari, right?
Yes.
I could have done that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Redeployed what I wanted, and then just moved everything to the other side of the board, and just swung around the opposite way.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's Angron's thing is actually funny when I was thinking about if I was playing a shooty army, what would I do to stop World Eaters? So, what do I need to plan for? And one thing I realized is man, sometimes you don't even need to kill Angron. If you go first, you just need to tier him so he's not moved 16, he's moved 12, and then cool, he can't get into my deployment zone on turn 1.
Yeah.
That gives me another turn.
And with an army like mine is fast, at that point I could just almost leave him on tier 12.
Right, yeah, you just leave him
on the 12-inch tier, I mean. Just zip away from him all the time.
Right, because World Eaters don't have the ability to put things back in reserve. So I can't be cool, well, I guess I'll deep strike him and try for a long charge. It's just oh, okay. Well, I guess he's just hanging out.
Well, you can with Angron, he just has to die.
Yes, well, but if he's not going to kill him, I can't really do that.
Right, but if I'm fast enough that I can refuse to just shoot at him after I've tiered him,
right?
At that point, you're stuck, and I'm faster, hopefully.
I mean, you do have to eventually sit still to hold objectives, so it buys you time.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's really the thing is especially if you're leaning into I am an MSU style list. you tier Angron so he won't get to you tier 1, then you blow up a couple of units, so cool, already you're I've gotten free stuff for you and kind of slowed you down, and then it's cool, your first turn you don't do anything, you just advance into the middle. Then my turn 2 I finish off Angron, finish off a bunch of the MSU stuff, move in, start scoring points, right, and it's oh, okay, well I better hope what's left of my army on turn 2 and 3 and whatever I have in reserve or etc. is strong enough to shift this tide, or getting Angron back and into a position fast enough to be doing work.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Right, and that's again why there's I've seen a lot of stuff online already on different people talking about World Eaters that they're Angron isn't worth it. And I'm honestly, even with the Invocatus pin list, I'm the fact that you can have him, even if he dies turn 1, show up turn 4 and start charging out of Deep Strike into backfields, right? Just always having that constant mega threat, because you have to kill him. You just have to. You can't ignore him forever. So just having that ability, I think, is just too good, because especially in an MSU where it's like, again, you will run out of punch eventually, but being able to keep bringing him back is like, well, nope, you always have punch. You've always got something that's going to hurt. Just about anything they have, except for something with a wound cap. And even then, shit, it might take him 3 turns, but he'll eventually kill Abaddon.
He'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
He'll do it. That's interesting, yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, I mean, I hope the Forge World update comes soon, because if anything, like, I'm really interested in Blood Slaughters for Disciples of the Red Angels, because they're demon engines, so they can go in it, and there's only one fast attack choice in all of World Eaters, and that's Spawn. So if you play World Eaters, make sure you have 3 Spawn. I did not realize that, and I'm borrowing Adam's until I can get my own. Or make my own. But, like, Spawn are super amazing as fast attack, but it'd be nice to have another choice. And you can't take Spawn in Disciples of the Red Angel. Which is weird, but they don't have the demon keyword.
Yeah, so Spawn aren't... They're just... Yeah. They're Spawn.
They're rejects. They have the reject keyword.
Yeah.
Rejects.
Basically. So, yeah, I mean, but having another fast attack choice, and I think Red Angels Blood Slaughterers from Forge World are pretty good, because they're fast, they hit hard, you know, they give up 2 Blood Tithe points when they die, which is nice, because they're vehicles.
Cheaper than Mauler Fiend.
They're cheaper than Mauler Fiends. They're not as cheap as Hellbrutes, but you can't take Hellbrutes and Disciples.
Cheap as what?
Hellbrutes surprisingly cheap. Hellbrutes?
Yeah.
Hellbrutes are surprisingly inexpensive. I did not realize.
I would take one with last cannon so I can actually kill stuff.
I mean, it's nice to be able to pop a transport.
Well, it's 2 blood.
And they are core, so they get a bunch of buffs. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. They're core, so they get a bunch of buffs, which is nice. You can, you know, there's certain stratagems that can affect them, or even just getting, like, the extra movement from Lord Evocatus makes them a little less slow.
Right. So,
you know, like, they're interesting. I don't have any, so I don't know if I want to really spend the money to get any, but they are interesting when I play with lists of, like, it would be nice to have a shooting element. No, these guys can actually shoot okay.
I have 1 with the last cannon.
I was actually thinking
it's unpainted.
Oh, see? Can paint it world colors.
So 125 with the last cannon.
Yeah, I mean, that's not bad. You could just go crazy and do last cannon missile launcher.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, all of my stuff's in boxes still, and Tom is painting my Angron. I'm just going to wait for the Combat Patrol to come out, and like I said, I probably won't be able to actually play in a tournament for a while, so...
Yeah.
Is the Combat Patrol box that good for it, that you guys both want it?
Oh, yeah, it's 20... It's 20 Berserkers, 10 Jackals, which are the new Cultists, and like one of these guys who makes a generic Lord, too.
Nice.
So if you get 2, that gives you the core of an army plus a Chaos Lord on Juggernaut and the Lord Avocado.
Yeah. Lord Avocados.
That's what everyone's calling them.
Or Auto Includus. I've also heard that one.
Auto Includus.
Yeah.
That's funny, too. I like that. That's also funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's an auto-include besides the buffs. It's just he also has a weapon that ignores invul saves. So that's just never bad to have in the back pocket.
He has that, too.
And
I think it's AP3.
Yeah, it's AP3. Only damage 2, but still, like, the fact he also flies means he's a great character hunter. Yeah.
And it flies, yes, it flies.
Yeah. Yeah, in my game against Jackson and his GSC, what probably really helped me win the game was that Invocatus got into his like character castle in his backfield by just jumping over a bunch of guys, and then he would come in and be like, "All right, I've got 8 attacks, so I'll put 4 on this character and 4 on this character, hitting on 2s, okay, killing on 2s, or wounding on 2s." Like, okay, well, look at that. He just took 6 damage. He took 6 damage. They're dead. It's just like, and I'll do that again. I'll consolidate into 2 more. I'll do that again in your face. It's just like, oh yeah, GSC really likes having their characters. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Besides, like, here's a ton of blood tithe.
I think, like John said, or like was said earlier about screening. Screening is going to be important.
Yes. People have
right
to learn to screen
now,
again.
The pre-game move does not. It ignores any 9-inch restrictions or any restrictions at all.
Yeah, it just says they make a normal advance.
Yeah.
I mean, a normal move.
Normal move.
You can't advance, but like you can just walk up and do
you
some
either have
shit.
to remember that and deploy far, far back, or you need to have a screen. Those are your choices.
Even then, I mean, if you go first, that's 22 inches.
Yep.
For the 8-pound.
Yeah, no, I mean...
Deploy all the way back and make sure you have a loaded dice to roll for first.
Yeah, that also works.
We're going to have a lot of people with cups of salt water at a lot of events to float people's first turn dice.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. They'll be at Cherokee, so...
What, loaded dice?
Probably.
Huh? You already know there's going to be loaded dice at Cherokee?
No, I meant World Eaters. I mean, there could be loaded dice. I don't know.
Let's just be real, probably.
Yeah, it is a casino. So there's Danny's
casino
dissertation.
Would never use loaded dice against its patrons. What is this? The mob?
Casinos and mob? That doesn't make sense.
No, that's un-American.
So Danny gave his dissertation on World Eaters. In addition,
read more Frontline Gaming.
GW, read all of Danny's articles, all 500 of them.
And buy the stuff that's
every
linked
minutia.
If there's a link in there, buy it.
Also, they released the updated Inquisitor and Assassin's rules,
which makes me want to play the only Imperial faction I like.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm too broke to do that.
Nope. The big thing, and I already got asked questions about this, is that there are no stratagems for either one.
Too bad. You don't get it.
So there's no stratagems. What do you want?
I mean, no people are asking. I'm just telling you what the people are telling me, asking me.
But why are they asking? Like, these are the new rules. The other rules are sunset. No, you may not use the other stratagems. Like, there's not a question to ask.
I mean, apparently there is for some people.
There isn't. There's not a question to ask. The previous rules are gone. These are your new rules. Oh, but there's no stratagems. Okay, there's no stratagems.
Like, I appreciate this sucks for you, but here we are.
Stop it. Get some help.
There's a song I should play for you, John, about
a real army.
Ooh,
play a real army
with Danny like that.
Actually, I'm going to say, just to actually, they do have stratagems. They're called the core rulebook stratagems.
That's right. You can get a reroll. You can fire some Overwatch.
Yep. There's your stratagems.
Also included are all the random stuff from like Rogue Trader, Blackstone Fortress, and some of the Kill Team stuff, like the
Arbites,
the Breachers, the Rogue Trader Cartographer, because I guess we need maps for some reason. The Voidsman.
Maps are important. I have a lot of these models, is what I'm saying.
So,
because I like the Kill Team boxes, so I have a lot of these models. So I'm like, can I somehow put them into an army? Can they take a Baneblade?
If you have the Voidsman or the...
I do.
The Breacher Squad, then there you go.
I don't have the Breacher, but it's just, that's not enough points. I'm like, can they please take a Baneblade or a Warhound Titan or something?
Maybe?
I guess. Isn't the Warhound down in points?
I don't know. Is it still 2,000?
It used to be at 2,000 points, right?
It used to be 1,500.
Oh, was it just
like you used to be actually be able to take stuff with it?
Yeah. Then they changed it to 2,000.
Yeah. Cowards. You should absolutely be able to take it.
So now people can take Inquisitors and Assassins again. Just no special stratagems for them, except from the core rulebook.
Wonderful.
Everyone lived happily ever after.
Yeah, so. Moving on. I did look. There were a bunch of GTs, but none very big. I know there was a big GT in the UK. I think it was called Beachhead Brawl.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Well, I only know that because Manny Chima won it. So.
Oh, okay. Well,
there you go.
That's not particularly shocking.
No.
So, yeah, there's not a lot of data pool to choose from for GW, so I don't know where... That's what I'm saying, Magic.
I'm sure there's lots and lots of little events. Like, I'm sure there's just tons.
Oh, there's
of
a shit ton of RTTs.
Yeah.
That's
right. It's just not a lot of really big ones, so
Yeah.
we'll see. If things shake out in the next month or two.
Yeah.
Different.
Upcoming for all of us, we'll combine everything here. We have a RTT this Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I think both Danny and John are going.
Yep.
I will be at our local convention pimping my game out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Tom's going or Tom's not going?
Tom
No,
is
he's
not
not.
going.
Okay.
Tom said he's going to make the March event and battle for LA.
Okay. John, you mentioned it briefly, but you are taking Eldar.
Yep. I'm going to take
You're not
Eldari.
gonna-
I'm taking Eldari to battle for LA also.
You're not going to take your son's Dark
no,
Angels?
the Dark Angels definitely no.
His broken
no.
army.
Yeah. No,
I
I
mean-
mean, try out, make Eldari work. I think
They're
I'm going to
top
switch
of the
over
food
to
chain right now. I don't know why you want
switch over to Halo Doom.
That.
He doesn't have any Raven Wing.
I like that
Oh,
top dismissively. He doesn't have any Raven Wing.
It's just I mean, and the Deathwing list is actually really good. I've played it since Arks came out. It is a very, very good list. But I would like to try to make Eldari work. Halo Doom, super fast.
I mean,
Score secondaries.
elves are good, and elves are generally good. So, I mean, if
Yeah.
you learn how to play them, they just have a very low skill floor. Right?
you
Like,
can't
if you
make
make a
many
mistake,
mistakes.
yeah.
Yeah, I have to know how to
what are they-
know what I'm doing, not make too many mistakes, really think everything through, and have a decent list. Now, the list I think I've got a decent list for RTT. I have a better list that I'll finally have finished for Battle for LA. So I just have to get the reps in, make sure I know what I'm doing, learn the stratagems, that kind of stuff.
Well, GW says we're at 50%, so...
Yeah, 50% is good.
Perfectly balanced.
Art of War put them in the second tier. The top tier, they put Iron Hands and Raven Wing, essentially, because they put Dark Angels up there.
Oh, right.
But Eldari, Chaos Knights, they put in the tier right below the top. And some other stuff. I don't remember exactly because those are long videos they put out. I have a short attention span.
I just don't have time to watch videos unless I'm like commuting.
I'm the same
and
for
I just
certain
like
subjects.
listen.
I can't
the
watch
nice
a battle
thing-
report.
Yeah, no. The nice thing a lot of the content creators do now is they'll put the timestamps for stuff. So, like, if
That's
I only
helpful.
want to know what they're talking about for Eldari, I can skip to it. If I only want to know what this guy's talking about for a Chaos Knights list, I can skip to it. So the timestamps are really nice for them to put in because I literally don't want to sit here and watch your hour and a half thing, and I also don't want to sit here and try to like click around till I find it by chance. So
Right.
keep up the good work, YouTube content creators. Keep
See,
putting
there
those
you go.
timestamps in so I don't have to watch your entire video.
Yeah. I don't want to actually listen to the whole video, but for the algorithm's sake, you still got to view.
Yep, exactly.
I did my part.
Yep.
Okay.
Danny, you're going with World Eaters for both?
Of course. Yeah, I'm going to do a... It's not the list I wanted to run, but it's just what I could get fully built and, quote-unquote painted, or at least, 3-color minimum.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's going to be kind of janky. It's going to be Abaddon, actually, as my warlord. Because, he gets to go on any chaos list as an agent of chaos, which is awesome. And then Angron, Invocatus, two small Berserker squads, 3 spawn, 2 squads of 8 bound, 1 squad of Terminators, and then a Demon Patrol of Karanak, 5 dogs, and 5 Bloodletters. So it's very much a list designed to generate Blood Tithe points and just kind of get in your face and then keep bringing Angron back. So should be fun. I can only play 2 games, so I'm not really like aiming for an amazing showing. I just kind of want to test stuff. I just really wish I had the time to have gotten like my Exalted 8-bound built so I could test them, because I was really interested to see what they could really do. But got to go with what's painted. Either that, right, or I'll just, despite all this work right now, audible again and just do like Angron and 2 like King of Beers, which actually might be funner. Because seeing as I can only play 2 games, so I don't know if I should bother trying that hard.
You should play 2 games, win them both, and then bounce and be like, whatever, I don't care.
2-0 drop.
2-0 drop.
You practice how you play, Danny.
Drunk.
That's how you play.
I mean, generally.
Okay, well, there you go.
All right, so I am drinking now, but
don't act like
we'll see. God no, I won't be. I mean, definitely not after lunch. Round 1 probably, but not after lunch.
I will not, like I said, I won't be at the RTT. I won't be at Battle for LA because I'll be running it. I am going to Cherokee Open next week, so I'll hopefully see everybody there. The questions have stopped. The voices in my head have stopped.
Fair enough. Do you hear the voices too?
The lists are due this Monday on President's Day.
For what, Cherokee?
For Cherokee, yeah.
I mean, I forgot how quickly it is coming.
Lists will be made available on Wednesday.
Ooh, get all your metagaming in.
I'm curious to see what people come up with.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm kind of curious to know. It's just like, what is the what are people gonna do?
Yeah,
what are people gonna do?
So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited for it. Cherokee was a lot of fun last year. The hotel and casino was a lot of fun.
Seems really nice. Are you still going to have like a 3-hour drive with Kicker when he picks you up to drive you there?
No, Seth is picking me up. Him and his wife are picking me up from the airport, from Atlanta airport, and then it's a 3-hour drive to
fun times.
To the casino.
Fun times.
It's fine.
I mean, no,
Seth's the guy that drove. I mean, you drove to Oregon.
I do that, yeah. I've done that pretty consistently for the past decade, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've driven to Boise 2 or 3 times.
Right.
So 3 hours is no biggie.
No, that's
it's like going from the 405 to where I live, about 3 hours during rush hour. It's about right.
Yeah, you ain't wrong. You are not wrong.
Well, we go from West LA to
God
or UCLA to my house. It's like 3 hours. So it's not too bad. It's very nice. I didn't get to drink any moonshine last time, so I'm going to try to drink some when I get there this year.
Ooh.
Why though?
Huh?
Say
why though?
Why not?
I've had it. It's rough.
Okay, well, I haven't. I want to experience it.
Airborne says that'll make you go blind.
Well, I'm already halfway there, so...
Yeah, I was going to say, he's already there. It doesn't matter. There's a trick to it. If you're really worried, you've got to burn it first. If it burns
I'm not worried
blue,
because
you're okay.
It's not real moonshine.
Yeah, it's just the mass-produced stuff.
Yeah.
He's not actually going to drink it out of a bathtub or whatever.
No.
Right. It's not actually made by someone's Meemaw.
No. It's commercial moonshine.
Yeah.
At least I'm
that's
I'm
what I've
hoping.
had too. I haven't had it out of the I haven't had it out of the bathtub either. I've just had the commercial stuff.
Oh no, I've absolutely had wood grain alcohol.
I'm sure you have, yes. Nobody here questions that.
So I'm excited to go.
Yeah, Cherokee seems fun as hell. I really hope I get to do that one of these days, either to judge or to play.
Yeah, I'd like to go to playing it.
It's nice. People are nice, except for the ones that try to abuse the rules sometimes. But for the most part, it's fine.
So it's a 40K tournament, is what I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's other game systems too, so it'll be fine.
Yeah, that's true. It's not just 40K and Age of Sigmar.
This year, Kicker will have dinner at the event, so the one night will be his barbecue night. The other
tacos.
I hesitate to eat on this night, but the other night is taco night.
So what you mean the event itself will have dinner there?
Yes.
Yeah, they bring it into the hall.
They're bringing it into the hall. I think it's Friday night is barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure taco night will just be like trays of things and tortillas, and you build your own tacos.
I mean, that's probably the best answer.
When we get taco night, when we do the DC trip with the 8th graders, there's almost always a taco night, and it's always that. It's just like you fill your plate with however many tortillas or shells you want, and then it's all.
But is it shell?
You can get either one.
Okay.
Well, at least when we get it, you can get soft taco, or you can get the ones that are like the shells.
I'm just gonna stand next to the servers and judge everybody as they make their tacos.
That's fine. Yeah.
They might just think.
I mean, they're all going to do it wrong. It's the East Coast.
They might not. I don't know.
Nobody in the East Coast can make a taco.
Cherokee's not the East Coast. Isn't it the Midwest?
It's not the Midwest. It's North Carolina.
Where is it? North Carolina. Okay, so that's ACC. I don't know, like Atlantic Central Coast. Yeah. We'll have to ask our North Carolina listeners about what they consider themselves.
Southern?
Wow.
Yeah, Southern, East Coasters, something else.
I think I'll just steer away from that subject altogether.
That's probably the smartest idea.
It's better to ask them what kind of flag stickers on the back of their car. That'll tell us all we need to know.
Moving on. Moving on. John, there are some questions
John
I
trying
cannot
to kill
ask.
me here.
I know.
Look, we have more listeners in Sweden than we do in the South. It's fine.
I probably doubt that, but
I wouldn't doubt that. I'm sure the people in the South find us totally insufferable. We're from California.
Let's be fair, we are completely insufferable anyway, so.
I have been lectured about how bad California is.
Oh god, that's every time. That's all every time.
Nobody's forcing you to live here.
Yeah. It's like my favorite topic of conversation that happens at any point at LVO is how many times we have to hear about oh god, well California, and it's just like, okay.
Cool. Don't move here. It's fine.
Right?
By all means, stay out.
I'm for more people moving out.
Yeah, me too.
I need
Keep
to
talking
lower
about
that
how bad it is, and my presidents and other people's presidents from California, so they move out. It's fine by me.
I need to lower that 3-hour commute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
I don't even have a 3-hour commute, and I still feel like there's too many of you people here. Get out.
All right.
TFG Radio, get out.
That's right. Those are
Any questions in the chat?
Remind me those are my final words for tonight. Get out.
We'll move on. Get out. That's your LVO, end of LVO speech.
Yeah.
I'm not even there for the end of the LVO speech. I'm gone. I always make dinner reservations and a show reservation with Natalie. We're out now. Not even there. Last round's over. Dice down. See ya.
Yeah. Congratulations to whoever won. I'm out.
Any questions in the chat?
No.
I don't think we had any on the Facebook page. No. I posted early, too.
Join our Patreon, and then you can win things.
Yeah, right.
There's your Patreon plug.
That's at the end, John.
Okay.
No, I'm plugging the Patreon. I can plug it whenever I want.
I need to hear about your personal life.
No, that's not Patreon. That's OnlyFans. Those are two different things.
I don't know. I don't want
to mini feet at OnlyFans. I should try that.
Miniature feet.
Now accepting Cash App and what's that other one?
Zelle,
the one where like what was it, Bank of America or something screwed a bunch of people out of their Zelle money.
Yeah, I think that was Bank of America.
I think it was B of A, right?
Yeah, B of A. I think it was Zelle. Yeah.
Everybody on Twitter outing themselves for having less than above board forms of income.
Yeah.
I lost 10,000 Zelle dollars. Whoa. How did you have that? Deposits from Zelle and that amount, sir or madam?
No questions. No questions. Very well. Move on. Don't forget, everybody, we have the Podcast Grand Alliance, which includes TFG Radio, Pod Save the Imperium, which just had a new episode this month.
We are producing episodes. It's happening.
There'll be another new episode, I think, March 3rd or 4th. The first Friday of March.
There we go. Includes the Flying Monkey Wargaming Podcast, which focuses on the Midwest. You see a picture of Focus Fire, but that's not around anymore. I don't know why John still uses that picture.
I mean, they went to LVO.
Yeah, but they're not making any content, so they're dead to us.
That's very true.
Flying Monkey Pod, also based someplace they don't know how to make Mexican food.
And last but certainly not least is Party at the All Points for all your AOS needs.
Yep. I didn't listen, but I wore my Party at the All Points t-shirt to the gym the other day.
Oh, yeah?
There you go.
Yeah, I will probably wear one of my Party at the All Points t-shirts to the RTT.
Weird.
So, yeah.
Weird flex, but okay.
No, it's fine. I'll just wear AOS gear when I'm playing 40k, and I need to get some 40k gear when I play AOS. Actually, the last AOS
like wearing the ska band shirt to the metalcore concert.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just as I'm getting older.
Is Less Than Jake playing tonight, guys? No, this is Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah.
Oh, not Real Big Fish? No.
Yeah. Oh, too bad. Yeah, I had a very uncomfortable time when one of my friends was playing his metal band, and he's like, "Come on, you got to come to the show," and I came straight from work, and so it's this hardcore, death metal industrial band, and I'm there in my tie and my vest and my slacks, and I'm just like, I had a lot of people being like, "So are you fucking sharp?" And I'm like, "No, I know the guitarist."
I just came from work, guys. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
I have a job.
Yeah,
you can make money.
That's for the podcast sponsors. Don't forget Hammerhead Games at hammerheadgames.net, or check out the Shark Tank on Facebook. They always have deals and new releases and things like that. Also, we have Gameology. Just go to gameologygames.com. You can order anything from. They have two stores. You order from either store. They deliver. More importantly, Gameology Pasadena gave us an Angron to give away to our Patreon members. So if you haven't already, sign up for Patreon. Just look up TFG Radio at patreon.com.
Yeah. And, there's no reason to not sign up for a Patreon. We're always giving stuff away to our Patreon people.
That's true.
Yeah, Danny likes to give stuff away.
Yep. Yeah, well, I'm a giver. What can I say? There's only two kind of people in the world: givers and takers. I'm a giver.
That is true.
Look, somebody on this podcast. Yeah, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Somebody on this podcast has to be for the people, and it's not going to be me. We've already established that. So.
Yes. We all know. We all know.
Look, know thyself.
Yeah, it's true. Very important.
We'll do the drawing next episode after Cherokee. There's really two levels, $1, $5. Really doesn't matter which one you give. Any amount is appreciated, and it's one
Just
entry
join.
per dollar amount. And
So if you really want to win it, put $100 in there. That's still saving you like $60.
well, from experience, the more money you put in, the less chance you have of getting the prize.
This sounds like a certain club environment Adam scenario, not like a raffle, but
I was gonna say this sounds like what happens after Adam buys too many lotto tickets, thinking he's gonna do like.
No, it's just. I mean, you do the 50-50, don't you, John? At your son's games?
No.
Do you know what that is?
The
No,
raffle?
You don't know what the 50-50 is? What kind of league are you in?
The kind where I show up and I watch my kid play.
Okay. Basically, they go around, they sell tickets, and you get half the money, and the league gets half the money. The winner.
Yeah, they have a 50-50 raffle.
Yeah.
I just don't do it.
Okay. Yeah, because we've already established you're a taker. I know.
yeah.
Look, I'm there. Okay? I'm there every game. I'm there. And I watch.
Save that
And I
speech
cheer.
for your son when he's in therapy.
I don't need to spend money on a 50-50 raffle. I will never, ever win.
I mean,
That's what I mean.
That's what
people
grandparents are for.
People spend all that money, to win the 50-50 or whatever, and then it's that one person that only spent like
A dollar.
$1.
Yeah.
you
Every
know,
time.
so.
Which is why I don't enter raffles.
And I'm not bitter because I did the coin thing at LVO, and I turned in 15 coins, and I didn't win anything.
Nah.
I wanted to.
So it just sounds
win
like
the
Adam's
Song of
unlucky.
Ice and Fire one, because that's the only way I would play that game.
to be given the models for free.
Well,
Gambling
the
is for
grand prize
suckers,
was
right?
you get every box set.
Oh man, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So.
That's pretty good.
So
That's
yeah.
pretty good.
So sign up for the Angron, and we'll get that out to you. Actually, the store will send that out. The store is holding on to it, and they'll send it out.
Cool.
So don't forget. Any other business? Anything in the chat? While I was rambling about being bitter about not winning the prize.
Yes.
Nope. The 8 or whatever people watching didn't say anything. You're good.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
They don't care. Surprised they
I
put
have
up
not
with
been
this.
canceled.
You will not get canceled.
I
Everybody
think
on the
that's it for
show,
tonight.
You
I don't
probably
think
have the
there's
least
anything
chance of getting canceled.
We'll see everybody after Cherokee Open. I
Yeah.
hope to see everyone come by and say hi. Danny, any last words for this
Play
episode?
games, be nice to each other.
Look at you. John?
Back to my usual.
Get out. Stay out.
Yeah, stay out. Wow.
Yeah.
Get off my
Yeah.
lawn.
Man.
Yeah. Dude, I cannot wait to be able to say that to somebody one day.
Well, you need a lawn first, John.
Your kids.
There's a lawn right out front. There's just nobody ever on it for me to yell at. Trust me, we've been here a while. I've been waiting.
When Edwin turns 18,
Peeking out the window.
get out,
Situation
stay
has
out.
not presented itself. Get out, stay out.
Well, thank you everybody for listening and for joining us today. Again, I hope to see everybody at Cherokee. Make sure you say hi, not just to ask me questions.
Adam has great stories he can't tell on any publicly recorded space.
I can't even say them in person.
Well, there are ones you can say in person.
There's
There
one
just
in
also
particular
are
I
ones
cannot
that you
say in
cannot
person,
say
and
in
it's
person,
killing me,
but-
and Danny knows this.
Yeah,
I know. It's amazing.
I like it. I like it. It's
I have to
fun
wait
time.
till Danny's dead.
We're gonna.
Or has amnesia, one or the other.
We're telling it at his funeral, right?
Probably.
No, that's a great story at my funeral. Absolutely.
I don't even have to make anything up.
No, we don't have to embellish at all. The fish doesn't need to get any bigger.
All right, Danny's dying from coughing, so we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, yes,
Y'all trying to kill me today. Jeez.
We are, yes, we are.
Well, thank you, everybody, for listening.
So you can tell
I'll
the
see you
story
everyone
at my funeral.
Good night, and have a pleasant tomorrow.